Daily Broadside, day 893. Today I would like to talk about a significant portion of the population of the United States that is just not very smart, okay? A couple examples, all right? Number one, they apparently released a video of this dude a couple weeks ago that got caught in an MRI machine while he's wearing a 20-pound chain for weight training purposes. I don't know what that's supposed to do, but I think they do that in dog fighting. You wear a big collar to kind of train those neck muscles. I don't think it works for humans, but whatever. Anyway, so I watched the video and I'm like, I don't know. And I can't remember if he perished. I don't think he did, but maybe, I don't know. Anyway, I go to the comments because I'm trying to learn a little bit more about MRI machines. Because the whole time I'm thinking, is there not an off switch to that thing and just wind down the magnet? You know, I would think that a magnet would just on off, you know, but I don't know. Apparently it's filled with helium, and if you release it, it has to, what do they call it? It has to quench down, I think is the word they used. And then the helium has to displace the oxygen so it can screw up. I don't know what they were talking about. But the point is, there was somebody in the comments, there were several people, but somebody was like, why don't they just cut the machine off and help him? And everybody's like, well, it takes 2 to 3 to 5 minutes, whatever, to wind down. And I'm like, okay, well, it's got to happen, so start the process. And then somebody was like, do you know how many people need MRIs every day? There's hundreds of people lined up to use that machine. And I'm like, and I'm thinking to myself, like many other people in the comments, the other half of the population that actually can think for themselves. Now I'm like, well, they're not going to put somebody in it with a dude stuck to it, so it's inoperable either way. You might as well wind it down and quench it, or whatever that verb was. It's just crazy. Then I watched the video from the dude like a year or so ago that got eaten by like a bull shark or a tiger shark or something over in Egypt, right? And it's grainy footage. You can't really tell what's going on other than the shark is winning. And I'm listening to comments. I'm not listening to them because they're not talking, but I'm reading the comments, and everybody in there is like, not everybody, but most of them, are like, can't someone help him? There's a boat out there. Can it not drive over and help? And somebody's just filming instead of helping. And I'm like, what? I just have no idea how like nautical miles work. Like that boat was like 2 miles away. Like what? And everybody's supposed to dive in and punch the shark in the face. Like you can't help. It's like your child falling into a chimpanzee exhibit. They're going to destroy that child. You can jump in and help them, but they're also going to destroy you. Like, there's just certain things where you just can't do it. You're helpless. You're completely helpless. But everybody in the comments thinks that you can just dive in off of a pier and swim over and beat up a shark. Do you realize how fast a shark can like turn on its axis? And meanwhile, you're treading water with, you know, trying to punch a shark or popping in its nose or its eyes or whatever wives' tale you've been told fends people off from sharks. It's just crazy. It's crazy. And then I watched somebody today, and they're like talking about some ladies like, do you know how many churches there are in America? And why can't 1% of those churches just open their doors up to the homeless at night so that they'll have somewhere warm and toasty to sleep? And thankfully, the comments in this one did not disappoint. They were all like, because of vandalism, because of theft, because of mental illness, because of arson, because of feces and urine. Like, there's so many reasons why you would not want to let just like a homeless population into your church, okay? It wouldn't be ready for Sunday, let's just say that. Now, that's not everybody, but there's a significant portion of the mentally ill and the homeless population that would destroy that church, right? And churches are typically not cheap, so that would be a stupid idea. Another reason you can't just let the homeless abound is because I was watching a video where they run the cruise ships aground, right? Now, a cruise ship, kind of heavy. It's like one of the biggest objects, movable. I think it is the biggest movable object. I could be wrong. It might be. Nah, those tankers have got to be, or the ones that haul the cargo freight. Nevertheless, it's one of the biggest places on Earth. I guess height-wise, you consider it's probably at least competes with one of those shipping trucks, or shipping boats. But they run them aground when their time is over and they're retiring them. They take them to the scrapyard and they run them at like 20 knots and just drive them up onto the beach and beach them. and then they take them apart for the next couple of years and then sell off the scrap or recycle or remanufacture, whatever they do with it, right? And everybody's like, man, this is such a waste, you know? And it's like, they should turn that into like housing for the homeless. And I'm like, where? At the pier? Because I can't think of an item on the earth. I mean, do you know how many D9 dozers it would take in line to be able to pull a cruise ship onto the earth and drag it a mile inland? Like, I don't even know if we have enough heavy equipment on earth that could overcome the friction you would have. Not to mention, how's it not going to fall over once? I mean, you can't just pull a cruise ship onto the earth. You can't put it on Main Street. And even if you could, do you have any idea how much diesel fuel it would cost to run a cruise ship as a hotel for homeless people? So you're not making any money. I mean, it'd be one thing if they pulled it inland and turned it into a hotel. At least money's coming in. Homeless shelters don't make any money. So you're spending millions of dollars on fuel probably every month. I don't know. I mean, those things have tanks that are insane. They're like 250,000 gallons or so. It's insane, right? And, you know, you multiply that even by $2 a gallon, it would just be crazy. So you're going to run a diesel. It's so people just have no idea. And it's weird to me that people can be as dumb as they are. I don't get it. And lastly, we're talking about dumb people. Let's talk about immature people too. I love these pop the balloon shows, right? And there's currently a guy on there that's got this underbite that sticks out like 3 inches from his jaw. And he wears these glasses, he's got these gold teeth and all. He looks ridiculous. He looks like a cartoon out of like Hanna-Barbera, you know? And he gets popped. And here's what I hate, right? I hate insecure people. And they're like, why'd you pop? He's just not my type. And then he comes back, well, you ain't my type either. I don't like it. And it's like, well, why were you talking to her? Like, you don't have to like compete with somebody not liking. It's okay if they don't like you. You can have the maturity and all to just say, it's okay. You have your opinion. It's fine. I'm not for you. Moving on. You know, but they always have to come back with, well, your feet look like they stink and your toes are ugly and your nose is big and your earrings are hideous and you got a big butt. And I mean, they just start tearing them apart when it's like, you know, you weren't doing that 5 minutes ago when you were trying to get her to date you. Immature and dumb people. It's just crazy. It's crazy what we have out there. But anyway, there's that. Get it.